Former President Bill Clinton making an off-the-cuff comment that is landing him in the spotlight again. So he took a jab at his wife's rival, Senator Sanders, and his supporters. This comes as Senator Sanders, the Vermont senator, continues to criticize Hillary Clinton, arguing she would be soft on big banks because of her ties to Wall Street. With me now, economist Steve Moore. Steve, thanks for being here. So what did you make of Bill Clinton's comments?
You know, there is an attitude on the left that it's bad when Wall Street goes up, that when stock market does better, somehow it's worse for America. That's crazy. Bill Clinton had a great record as president when it comes to the stock market. I mean, we saw one of the biggest bull market expansions in history. I was very pleased, Deirdre, to see the president, well, the former president, that is, defend Wall Street and say, look, these are people who add value. When Wall Street goes up, you know, your 401k plan, your retirement plan goes up. This is what America is all about. And it's about time for a prominent Democrat to say that. Yeah,
it seems like bankers are very easy targets, actually, for people on both sides of the aisle.
That's for sure. And look, I'm not going to defend all of what bankers did during the Great Recession and the meltdown of the real estate market. There was a lot of blame to go around, and I don't believe in bailouts. But look, we need a vibrant banking sector. You know, one of the reasons the economy isn't creating as many jobs as we'd like to see is banks aren't making the kind of loans that they normally would, and that's because we've lost a lot of community banks in this country. And again, I thought it was a fair criticism that Bill Clinton made of Bernie Sanders and his supporters, that they act as if, you know, somehow burning down Wall Street is going to make America more prosperous.
Yeah,
that's
I mean,
crazy.
I think in theory you want leaders who build up everyone, not who tear down any one particular part. But I want to ask you as well, see, because Hillary is having a difficult time, for better or worse, shaking these connections to Wall Street, this idea that she got paid, that it's hurting her in some polls, helping her in others. Net, what is your take?
That's a big problem for her, no doubt about it, because on the one hand, she does attack wealth and she attacks Wall Street. On the other hand, she does look like a hypocrite because she's taken so much money from Goldman Sachs and other big banks. So it's a big problem for her. I think that's especially true in a political environment now where people want authenticity and genuineness. And she doesn't come across as genuine when, on the one hand, oh, I took all this money from Wall Street. On the other hand, I'm going to regulate them.
Okay, now the tax platforms, of course, every single candidate, every single American paying attention to what each candidate has in mind for his or her taxes. Tax day, so we're sort of in the box there. But data is showing nearly half of Americans, almost 78 million households, paying no federal tax, income tax this year. Data also showing the wealthiest 20% of Americans pay nearly 87% of all income tax in America. Do you see a candidate who is willing to address that in a meaningful way? I know they've all had their talking points.
Well, first of all, I've got to make a confession to you, Deirdre, that I'm supposed to be one of the experts on the tax code, and I had to file an extension on my tax.
You're allowed, because you're helping us all the time, Steve.
Look, I'm biased because Laffer and I helped write the Ted Cruz tax plan. I like the idea of a flat tax. Everybody's going to pay, you know, 10 to 15% of their income. There's going to be no loopholes. It's going to be fair because everybody's going to be in the same boat. If you know, person A makes 10 times more money than person B, they're going to pay 10 times more tax. I think those statistics that you just recited, that I've been writing about for years, they haven't changed a lot. That, you know, 80 to 90% of the taxes on income are paid by the top 10%. I think most Americans have no idea about that. I bet if you ask these protesters and these Bernie Sanders supporters, you know, what percentage of the income tax do you think are paid by the top 10%? They'd say, oh, 5%. It's not 5%. It's 85 to 90%.
You know,
and there's a big disconnect.
Steve, you just gave us an idea. You're going to see us out with the cameras asking. Thank you.
Let's do it. Yeah. I know you're going to find that. People don't understand how much taxes the rich really pay because the media says every day they don't pay their fair share.
Quite right, as usual, Steve Moore. Thank you. So glad you're here. Steve Moore with me there from the Heritage Foundation.